Keyonology, How to Get Rich Eventually. Written by Keon Reed. Read by Keon Reed. Introduction. What is Keyonology? Keyonology is the study of Keon Reed. Why is it important we study Keon Reed? Well, that is because he is one of the greatest kings to ever walk the earth. He has the mind of God, for he is one with God. However, you do not study Keyonology to learn about love, harmony, wisdom, and life. That is the Holy Bible job. You study Keyonology to learn how to get rich. So in this book, you will learn how to apply the teachings of Keyonology to get rich. Keyonology understands that to achieve financial freedom, you must be conscious of how you were created, how to exist, and finally, how to use death as leverage. Be prepared to think differently. Keyonology is the way of the future. Creation. You are a thought that manifested itself into reality. Before you came out of your mother's womb, you were talked about and preparations were being made for your arrival. The things you would need to grow through infancy were already being purchased. For example, your clothes, diapers, and a place of residence was already being established. You would not come in this world with nothing. This is one of the first steps in understanding how to get rich. There's resources being available to you before you take your fresh breath in the new world. Now, as you enter the world, you have no use for these resources, for you do not even know what they are. However, it is apparent you have these things to exist in this new world. Also note, it's not the material things that had to be in place. There also had to be oxygen, trees, plants, and animals. There has to be the sun, moon, and the stars. Even a language for a system of communication. Then there has to be laws to have order and other things to which you can grow and interact with. These intangibles are things you cannot purchase. However, they had to be in existence so that you may be able to live. Just think, how much do you think the sun would cost? I imagine a lot. Fortunately, the universe is here for you for free. This is how you know it was not just your parents preparing for your birth, but God and Keon. Also, for God and Keon is one. Existence. This is where you get rich. What are you going to do as you exist? The salaries and wages of certain existence have already been set. For example, the high-paying professions at the entry level, such as doctors, lawyers, and engineers, are set around $100,000 a year. Then you have your low-paying jobs ranging from $8 to $17 an hour. These incomes are set and may rise or fall depending on the economy. So to exist, you have to become aware of these professions and jobs to know path or requirements you must meet to earn these wages. The high-paying professions will require 4 to 8 years of schooling after completing 12 years of formal education and kindergarten to high school level. Now, no matter whether it's the profession or job, it is controlled by an employer who determine your value and therefore determine your wealth in this world. This employer may or may not be rich. However, if they are employing you, then more likely they have more than you. These types of existences is what most people choose. Ultimately, because they are controlled, low risk, and gives you a name in society. Keyonology will teach you these existences is why people stay poor. Your existence has to be greater. You must exist as a creator. A creator creates things or ideas that people value over time. As you exist, you have to create something the world needs or needs to know. How can you tap into this power? It is through becoming one with God and Keon. For with us, we give you the permission to create. A man will go his whole existence without attempting to create or master anything. You must not exist like this. The richest people in the world created something with the resources they were created with. For example, a man took wood and made a chair. A man took the internet and created Amazon. A man took football and created the NFL. I took knowledge and created Keyonology. For something to be profitable, it has to be in existence. As you exist, many ideas will come across your mind as a thought on something you can create or innovate to gain wealth. However, as long as it is in your mind, it will never reap the benefits waiting for it. You must think back to creation. If you never came out the womb, then the gifts and resources waiting for you, you will never see. I hope you understand why it's crucial you be a creator if you want any chance of being rich. Nobody will pay or give you a fortune for nothing in return. However, if you create something, there is always an opportunity to monetize it. Now be aware, 99.9% of people in this world are poor. They will complain and hate the rich, but will buy any new thing the rich produce or market as something to buy. Then out of 99.9% of the poor people, they will use religion to justify their poverty and await on some deity out the sky to deliver them in due time for their good behavior. In your existence, when you are hungry, you should eat. When you are thirsty, you should drink. And when you are tired, you should rest. Every religion attempts to control these aspects of your existence. Do not let them. For to become creative, you must be free of bondage, because inspiration can come from days without food or days without sleep. Then again, it can come while eating or sleeping. You must be able to exist in this type of freedom to create anything. Keyonology and phases a being should live in peace with the world to become rich. These people will have to buy your service or product. In your existence, every being wants to be equal to you or above you. Keyonology teaches you do everything in your power to be above. God and Keyon is always with you, for God and Keyon are one. We were with you from the beginning of your existence, so there should be no confusion during your existence that we will leave you due to an action or incident. In your existence, you come in flesh. This is important to know because 99.9% of people will use this to determine your value. Do not allow them. These people will discuss politics, histories, and the corrupt system we exist in. However, in none of the conversation would it teach you how to garner wealth. Are these concepts or arguments true? Can be. But 9 out of 10 times it is the thing of the past. This is why Keyonology is the way of the future. Keyonology teaches that conversations that discriminate, agitate, or humiliate is not a conversation you want to indulge in. Keyonology emphasizes on having conversation that can make us better beings or better yet richer. Keyonology promotes the study of economics. For if being rich is having large amounts of money and assets, then this should be in your conversation. Every dollar you make, whether you work for it or it is given to you, can be used to make another dollar. Being born poor and being born with nothing is not the same. A poor man can always work his way up, for he has a mind and resources to, though limited, to garner wealth. On the other hand, being born without nothing is a poor man excuse for poverty. For to be born with nothing is to be born in a world with nothing, which is not the case. Death. There is no ATMs in the graveyard. This is your leverage. You know you will perish, and whether you die with $1 or $1 trillion, it does not go with you. You can spend your whole existence poor or spend your existence creating wealth. The choice is yours. Keyonology prefers you do the latter. There is all types of suspicions on what happens to you after death, which is what 99.9% of the world looks forward to. This is their escape from poverty. Keyonology emphasizes living, so every death should be met with resistance. I, Keon Reed, will die, but everything I create in my existence will live on. Whether it makes me $1 or $1 billion, I know I was the creator of it, so the thought makes me rich. So now I publish Keyonology and reap its rewards. Because remember, the thought does not bring any income, but the substance does. Keyonology will continue to grow as I grow. Ideas may change, direction may change, but death will not. That is part of my existence, which is why, while I exist, I will create, which is ultimately how you get rich. Keyonology to be continued.